Hey everyone, welcome to Tech for Teens. My name is Alan and I'm going to be your instructor for today's video. So to start off, the topic of today is going to be HTML. So for those of you new to it, you might be wondering, what is HTML? So to start off, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it's used to create the structure of websites. So all the titles, all the paragraphs that you see when you open up websites are all coded using HTML. A simple way to think about it is HTML being the skeleton of your website. So now that we know what it is, we're going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to learn the basics of HTML. To start off, you're going to want to open up your browser and go to Khan Academy. Once you have this open, you're going to go to Explore in the top left, click on this, scroll down to Computer Programming. I'm going to click on this. Once on this page, you're going to want to scroll down until you see New Web Page. This is what we're going to use to code HTML. So we're going to click on this. So this is what it should look like. Now, at first glance, I understand it might look pretty confusing, but we're going to go over all of it. So to start off, this left side here is where we're going to do all of our coding, and this right side is what I like to call our canvas. This is where we'll see all of our work that we do. Now, starting from the top, we're going to go over all of these elements. So first we see doctype HTML. Now what this is this tells the computer that this is our modern day HTML and not some old version that we used to use in the past. So we don't need to mess with this at all, and we're just going to leave this be. Now coming down here, we see all of these words inside what we call brackets. We see HTML inside a bracket, head inside a bracket, title, and body. Now what these are called tags. And HTML is what we call a tag language. So all the information that we put inside of our website will be used, will be put in using tags. So to start off, we have our HTML tag at the top. We have one at the top and one at the bottom. Now, what this is, all the information that goes inside our website will be put in between these two tags over here, the top HTML and the bottom HTML. So we can move this down. Now moving on, we see our head tag up here. Now anything inside these two head tags will not show up on our canvas, and it will be more behind the scenes. For example, it could be the name of our website or the font that our website uses. So in between our heads, we see our title right here. And as you can see, it says new web page, which pops up here and not on our canvas. So let's say I want to name this HTML lesson. As you can see, it changes the name of the website up here, but not on our canvas. So that goes in between our two head, and this right here, this is just going to be like the font and size and all that stuff, and we won't be messing with that for now. Today, the main focus is going to be what goes on in between our body tags. So I want you to take a look at these two tags here and tell me what you see different. And as you can see, the difference is that this tag right here has a slash in it. Now, this slash is very important because it symbolizes the end of the tag. For example, we can look up here and we see HTML without a tag, and at the bottom one here, we see it with a tag. This symbolizes that that is the end of the tag, and everything in between here ends here, down here, okay? So all the information we want will go in between our two body tags. So to start off, I want to put the title. So how I would do that, I first start by opening up a bracket. I type in H1 and I close it. So as you can see, the other tag, the close tag was already made for me and I didn't have to make it. This sometimes might happen or sometimes not. If this doesn't happen, I'll have to go in manually and put it in myself. So let's start by typing in our title. So first I want to put all about me. So as you can see, anything in between the H's, they pop up here. And the H stands for header, which is also like your title, which is why it's big. Now let's say I don't like the size of it. How would I change it? This number right here, this 1, these correspond with the size of the font. So let's say I want it smaller. The numbers go all the way from 1 to 6, with 6 being the smallest. So I change the 1 there to 6, and the 1 here to 6. And as you can see, the words changed a lot, and it gets a lot smaller. So now I want my title to be 1, because I want it to be pretty big. So that's my title. And let's say I want to create a subheading. So I'm going to open my bracket, put H. This time, my subheading has to be smaller than my title. So let's say I put H3. Close my bracket. See, this is made again, so I don't have to put this. My close tag. And now let's put my favorite things. So now I have my title and my subheading. Now when you're coding, organization is very important. So I want to create divisions between all my code. So how I create a division is I open my bracket, I type in div, short for division, I close my bracket. As you can see, it makes my end tag over here, but I don't want it here because I want all of this to be in between the division tag. So I'm going to copy this, delete it. I want to paste it at the bottom here. So all of this is inside the division. Now, it may not change how things look on the canvas, but when styling it, which you'll learn later on, putting these division tags will be very important. So now moving on, let's say I want to create a paragraph underneath my favorite things. So first, I'm going to start off with open bracket. I'll have to put a body tag because I want to write on the canvas. Now, for a paragraph, I'm going to open the bracket and I'm going to put a P and close my bracket. Now, as you can see, the close tag wasn't made, so I'll have to put that in myself when I'm done. So let's say some of my favorite things are, say I like to code, and I enjoy playing tennis. When, let's say, I like to eat food. So now that I'm done with my text, here, I want to close my tag. So I open up my bracket, slash first, then I put my P, and I close the bracket. And now that ends the tag here. But let's say I don't want this in a straight line, and I want to put it in multiple horizontal lines. Like, I want to bring this down here. How would I do that? So now I'm going to put a function called line break. So how you do that, I want my line break to be right here. So I'm going to put an open bracket here. I'm going to put BR, and I'm going to close my bracket. And as you can see, where I put my line break here, it splits the line into two. Now, as you notice, the line break doesn't have a close tag. And that's because the line break acts as a function. It doesn't have any information, so there's no need for it to have a close tag. Now, I want another line break right here, so I'm going to open my tag, put BR again, close my tag. And as you can see, now I have 3 different tags, or 3 different lines. Okay, so now moving on, let's say I want to create a grocery list. So I'm going to delete all of this that I had previously. Like this. So I want my title to be grocery list. Okay, so now I have that as my title. I can always change the size if I want, so let's make it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to put H2 instead. Okay, so now I'm going to go down here in between these body tags. And like generally, grocery lists are put in bullet list, right? Or numbered list. So how would you create that? So the function that you would use is your bracket, UL, and you want to close your bracket. So now you want to make space in between it. So for every item you want on your list, you're going to want to open a bracket, put li, close your bracket, and as you can see, one bullet point pops up for the list that you put right here. So now let's say I want milk. It pops up after the bullet point, and so now I want my next bullet point. So I'm gonna go back here, bracket li, close my bracket, and let's say, and as you can see, another bullet point appears. So let's say I want eggs, and then I just keep on going until I'm done. So let's say li, then cereal. So that's how you create a bulleted list. But what if you wanted a numbered list? It's a simple change. All you would do is you take your U here, and you would change it to an O. And you would change this U here to an O as well. And as you can see, it changes it down to a numbered list, and it automatically goes in order from 1 to 3. But I forgot I want to be ordered, so I want to make a division tag to separate my title from my list. Put div, close my bracket, copy this, and I want to put this here, and I have to delete this. And that's all you need to know. Okay, now that you've learned all of these functions, I have a challenge for you. I want you to first start off by picking your favorite cookie. After that, I want you to create a title on your website labeled "My Favorite Cookies Are," and then put what you picked. Next, you put a subheading named Reasons Why under your title. Then I want you to create a paragraph explaining why you chose this cookie. It doesn't have to be long, it could be a couple sentences, like 1 to 3. After this, go online. I want you to find a recipe for that cookie, and then create a bullet point list naming all the ingredients that go inside your cookie. So pause the video now and create this and come back when you're done. Hopefully you completed the challenge and you're ready to check your work now. So I'm gonna go to my website I created. Okay, let's start with the title. I first created a division that had only my title and my subheading in it. So I started with my title with H1 for the bigger font, and put my favorite chocolate chip cookies are, of course, the classic chocolate chip cookies. Next, I went with my subheading and I put Reasons Why in a smaller font, which is H3, as you can see here. Then I ended my division because I want to keep it organized, and I started a new division with my paragraph in it. So I started with the P tag, and I put all of this right here, as you can see, and then I ended my division. Next, I started a new division that had all the ingredients inside my recipe. So I wanted a bulleted list, so I put UL, and then I listed all the ingredients right here, as you can see over here. As you can see here. And then I closed my tag, and I closed the body, and I ended the division there. Now, if I wanted a numbered list, I could change the O to the U to an O simply, and as you can see, it changes this into a numbered list. Now, if you're having any problems, just check the code that I have up here and see if you made any mistakes, especially with the tags and stuff. Now, that's all I have for you in this lesson. So feel free to use the new tags that you've learned, have fun with your new skills, create a new website, do whatever you want, and have fun while doing it. Thank you for watching this lesson, and I hope to see you next time.